very welcome back to your Friday 6 Fix. And with us this evening, our garden designer, Dermot Gavin, and broadcaster, Lorraine Keane.
Beside them now is one of Ireland's hottest comedians who's gearing up for her first solo tour. Please give it up for Julie J. Hello. Hi.
I'm so happy myself. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
We were talking about plants and
Plants.
What? Plants and pants.
Plants and pants.
Tonight's show is plants and pants, folks. Plants and pants. And Muireann has kindly agreed to donate the leather trousers. We were talking about green fingers and looking after plants. Would you be good at looking after
well,
plants,
I have to say now, Dermot, I only discovered what the word horticulture actually meant relatively recently. I thought it was something completely different. So since I have made that discovery, I mean, I'm kind of into them. You know, I am kind of into them, but I'm a bit of an angel of death as well when it comes to the plants. Like, I overwater, same as Lorraine. I just kill them with love. That's the problem. You know, I do. It's terrible. And I did go to a fancy plant shop there the last week, Dermot.
You can't kill anything but love.
And the first thing, well, that's not what the plant shop told me. And the first question they asked me was what my soil type was. And I was like, I'm sorry, but a lady never tells. Like, that's a bit personal, isn't it? But no, I do like the plants.
Well, you don't have that much time for the gardening because you're constantly gigging. You're going with Ardal O'Hanlon, of course. We all know him as Dougal from Father Ted. Tommy Tiernan. And you tour with your other half,
the fella.
Fred Cook, who's here this evening. Hi, Fred. How are you, darling?
Look at him. He's Bobby Brown back there.
Out of those three.
You're not, Pet, you're not.
Out of those three, Julie, do you have a favourite?
Well, look, it has to be Fred. Yeah, it does. I mean, I've officially shifted my way into Vicar Street now. It's fantastic. No, it's great. You know, I have been supporting Fred financially, but whatever. No, I mean, it's great. It is lovely supporting him because, of course, like you came to the show there a couple of weeks ago. So we might, say, talk about the same event or the same conversation. So I'll give my side of the story. Fred comes along after the break. He gives his side of the story. And it's lovely because then at the end you have couples coming up to you at the end saying, look, I just want you to know you were 100% right. So that's just so heartening, you know, it's great.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it really
tell us with the new tour, Julie Really Love Me.
Yes, Julie Really Love Me.
Yeah,
so that's the name of the show.
And it's all about a sort of a quest for validation.
Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, my quest for self-love, validation, all that.
What the love hearts were about?
Yes, I offered Dermot some love hearts backstage. Yeah, I did. This is true.
Did he
which one did you get? The first one.
The first two.
The first one was hello. What was the second one? The second one was hug me, and the third one was spoil me, wasn't it? So yeah, so they were the love hearts.
These love heart sweets.
These are the sweets.
Right,
So I just had a packet on me, so I was offering them around. No. So the show was basically about like self-love, quest for validation, because of course up until recently in Ireland, like, you know, I mean, really loving yourself wasn't so much something you did as an insult you hurled. So it's kind of about that, and it's about, you know, growing up in the 90s and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. And I don't know, are we talking about ourselves a little bit more? Do you think that we're getting better at talking about ourselves?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think back in the day, like, Americans were always much better, you know, at talking about things, weren't they? Like, I reference Oprah a lot, actually, in my show. Julie Really Loved Me. I do talk about her a bit, but I can remember watching an Oprah in the early 90s, and there was this New York judge on, and she was talking about having hemorrhoids. And I went into school the next day, and I asked my 5th class teacher, I said, what are hemorrhoids? And she looked at me, fully serious, and she was like, hemorrhoids are something Americans get. So, and I genuinely believed that until I was in college, and a guy told me he had hemorrhoids, and I was like, but Paul, I thought you were from Portlaoise. Like, suddenly, that is 100% true. 100% true.
Dermot, are you know, like that? Are you happy to talk about yourself? Or are you typically Irish going, I'm grand?
I'm grand.
Will you move on? Either of our other guests with their hemorrhoids tonight.
This is when we go deep.
Just for clarity, right? We are pretty sure. Like Lorraine, you've interviewed some big stars over the years. When you get chatting to them, or like for instance the Americans, the way that they can freely talk about things, have any of them ever opened up and surprised you with like some personal information or?
And I definitely wouldn't tell you on live TV.
Oh, really? But kind of off camera, they'd be like...
Dermot told us about his maid shift in the landlady from Coronation Street, his cousin. Come on,
I
Lorraine.
would have to
God,
tell
I
you
was so
about
happy
his
when you said
name.
mate. I thought, well, I'm out of that one.
But Americans must be different to like Irish people. Like they're much more
Yes,
giving.
they are definitely. We know that from because Irish people for a long time have. I mean, I'm doing a women's health tour at the moment around Ireland, talking about hormones and hormone health and well-being and nutrition and all of these things, helping to try and, I suppose, have that conversation and empower women by taking control of their own health and by minding themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm travelling with an endocrinologist, Dr. Muireann, a nutritionist, a skincare expert, Peggy Stringer.
So we're getting better, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's a
We're
natural.
improving.
Yeah.
We know what hemorrhoids are. And, that's good.
And they're also Irish.
They are.
It's
They're
worth knowing.
Irish as
It's
well.
worth-
Well,
maybe I'm
you were talking about
I should
hormones.
ask you later.
Yeah.
You were talking about
We've got
hormones.
a lot of
There's
info on this.
someone
Not
who.
Portlaoise, but not far.
Not Portlaoise. We're talking about hormones, and someone who had strange hormones recently. He couldn't sweat. Prince Andrew
Oh
can't.
yes, Prince
can't
Andrew.
Sweat.
Did you watch the interview?
Yes.
Oh, did you watch it, guys?
About 50 times.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, there was just so much there. Like the way he talked about Pizza Express. Like, honestly, Prince Andrew will look back on his life and the big moments. The day my daughter was born. The day I married Sarah and the day I went to Pizza Express. Like, it was just so special for him, honestly. I think when poor old Andrew does pop his clogs, like, they're definitely going to, maybe cremate him and just literally deposit his ashes in Pizza Express. Like, just...
Hopefully they don't cremate him in a
meant
wood-fired
so
oven.
much for him, yeah. I mean, it was just all mad. And the whole thing about, when he said his problem was he was too honourable. Like,
Too
it
honourable.
Kind of remind me of, when you're in a job interview and they ask for a flaw. And you should say, well, sometimes I have psychotic episodes. But instead you say, I guess I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Sometimes I work too hard. Like, I just love the way he framed that. And the whole thing, 4 days it took him to break up with a casual acquaintance. Like,
Yeah.
I have had men's names tattooed on my body and still gotten the Greg O'Shea OK Bye text. Like, what's going on? What is going on?
It's Julie really loved me. And it starts you start touring 23rd of January, Tralee, Waterford, Galway, Wexford, Dublin, Cork, and Clare.
Yes, but I'm actually going to be in Greystones next Thursday as well.
Well, there you go.
And then the rest are all going to be after Christmas. So please come, it'll be great fun.
Well,
Lovely
you're
stuff.
not going anywhere. You
Oh,
stay
yeah,
there.
with
You're
us.
not going anywhere.
Have a
You're
bit
not
of
going
dinner.
anywhere.
Have a bit of dinner. We're having blinis in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
We're taking a quick break. We're heading up to the Sixth Kitchen over to Jeannie for a blini. We'll find out what that is.
Blini. Remember, we're crowning the worst houseplant owner. Send in your pictures. While you're at us, let us know what's giving you that Friday feeling. If you want validation from Dermot, send in your best, of course. It's WhatsApp 0833 60 60 60, or you can use the hashtag 6VMTV on any of our social channels. We'll see you back here very soon.